Okay, with number 31, we're looking for the volume of the prism. The formula for that is going to be area of the base times the height of the prism. All right, in this case, my base is a trapezoid, so the formula we need to use is going to be base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. Okay, so for this base, my base 1 and base 2 is going to be this 11 and this 4. If I move that over here, this height is 4, or this length is 4 because this length is 4. So I'm going to have 4 plus 11. Okay, that's my bases. My height is 3. Okay, notice that this height here, this h, is the height of the trapezoid, which is 3. The h in the V equals BH formula is the height of the trapezoid, which is going to be the 4. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. 4 plus 11 times 3 divided by 2. Okay, that's going to be 45 over 2. And then, as I said before, the height of the prism is 4. Okay, whereas the height of the trapezoid was 3. So for the volume, we're going to have 45 over 2 times 4, which comes out to be 90 meters cubed. Okay, on this next one for the volume of the pyramid, that formula is going to be V equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, in this case, my base is this square, so my area of the base is going to be 5 squared, which is 25. My height is 9, so my formula I'm going to do 1/3 of 25 times 9, which comes out to be 75 centimeters cubed. Okay, number 33 says we want the surface area of the sphere. So for a surface area of a sphere, that's 4 pi r squared. So I'm going to do 4 times 7 squared pi, which is 4 times 49 pi, which is going to be about 615.75 centimeters squared. All right, number 34 says I want the lateral and the surface area of the right prism. For the lateral surface area, that's going to be P, perimeter of the base, times the height. Okay, and so if I'm using this down here as my base, that's going to give me my perimeter of 9 plus 5 times 2, which is 14. 2 would make 28. The height of the prism then is going to be 3. So I would have 28 times 3 for my lateral surface area. And that is going to be 84 inches squared. All right. For my total surface area, that is PH plus 2B. Okay, perimeter of the base times the height we already figured out as 84. So I need to find out my B, which is the area of the base. That's just base times height or length times width, whichever one you want to use. 9 times 5 is 45. So I want to do 2 times 45. Okay, and so 84 plus 2 times 4 is going to be 174 inches squared. All right, and that's going to give me my total surface area. Okay, number 35, same thing, they want the lateral and the surface area of the cylinder. So on this one, for the lateral area, the lateral surface area, that's going to be 2 times pi times radius times the height. In this case, we have to be careful here because they gave us the diameter. So we want the radius, that's going to give me 2 times 10 times my height of 24 pi. Okay, and if I round this, that's going to come out to be 1507.96 inches squared. If I multiply that out, for my total surface area, that's the 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. We already got the 2 pi RH as the 1507.96. So for the radius squared, that's going to give me 2 times 10 squared pi, So I have the 1507.96 plus 2 times 10 squared pi. Okay, and that is going to be, 2,136.28 inches squared on that one. Alright, for number 36, we want to find the lateral and the total surface area of the regular pyramid. Now, for this lateral surface area, the formula is going to be 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height. Now, since it's a regular pyramid, that means that all of these base side lengths or base edges are 12. So the perimeter is going to be 12 times 3, which is 36. Now for the slant height, that one I have to do a few things. I'm going to have to find the apothem here, and then the slant height would go here. Okay, so this would be a right triangle, so we're going to have to do a few things. If I look at the base, okay, I have my 12s on all the way around. Then I want the apothem. The apothem goes from the center down to the side. Okay, that's going to cut this in half, and so I have a 6 right here. Now, since all of these angles are 60 degrees, when I draw the radius, that's going to cut this down to 30. So I have a 30, 60, 90 triangle inside here. Okay, so that means that this side right here, the 60 side, that is my 6, and that's going to be equal to x square root of 3. And then my apothem is right here, that's the x side of the right triangle. So to find that, I'm going to have to divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. Okay, remember that we can't have a square root in the denominator. So I have to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 3. So I end up getting that my apothem is going to be 6 square roots of 3 over 3. The 6 and 3 can factor. And so my apothem is going to be 2 square roots of 3. Okay. Now I'm going to use that and this height of 21 to find the slant height. So it's going to be 2 square roots of 3 squared plus 21 squared is going to give me my slant height squared. Okay, putting this part in the calculator, if I simplify this side, that comes out to 453 is equal to L squared, so that tells me that my slant height is equal to the square root of 453. Okay, so now if I plug this in, I'm going to have that my lateral surface area is equal to 1/2 36 times the square root of 453. Okay, and that is going to simplify, that's going to, if I round this, put this in the calculator and round it, I get 383.11. And that, see, would be inches squared. Okay, so now we need the total surface area of the regular pyramid. All right, and to do that, the formula was for surface area, that's going to be 1/2 PL plus B. We already got the 1/2 PL side. We need to find the B, which is the area of the base. Now, for that, I have a triangle. I got to look at the base triangle where all these sides are 12, 12, and 12. And the height is here. All right. So I have to use Pythagorean theorem for this. So this is going to cut in half. So this is 6 on each side. And the height is here. I could use Pythagorean theorem. I could also use my special right triangles, because this angle right here is going to be 60 degrees. This angle up here is 30 degrees. And so that tells me that my height of the base is going to be 6 square roots of 3. So for my B, it's 1/2 my base, which is 12, times my height of 6 square roots of 3. Okay, and that's going to be coming out to be 36 square roots of 3. So I need to take the 383.11 plus 36 square roots of 3. and that is going to give me a total surface area of 445.46 inches squared. Number 37 says describe how multiplying the radius by 4/3 affects the volume of the sphere. So I'm taking my radius, since the formula for volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, I'm looking at the radius and I'm cubing the radius. So if I'm taking the radius times 4/3, what I'm doing is I'm taking the 4/3, that's my scale factor, and I want to cube that. So by doing that, I get 64 over 27. So the volume is 64 over 27 times the original volume. Okay, that's my answer. Okay, number 38 wants us to decide whether this figure is a polyhedron. Polyhedron is just a three-dimensional shape made up of polygons. So then yes, this is a polyhedron. Okay, number 39 says describe the shape formed by the intersection of the plane and the solid. So I have a rectangular prism and it's being cut in this little piece of this section, and the shape is going to be, the cross section will be a trapezoid. Okay. Now for number 40, we want to find the volume of the composite solid. So I have two things here. I have this thing in the middle that's going to be a cylinder, and then I have these two things, these two hemispheres at the end. So if I were to put them together, I'd have a sphere. So I have a cylinder and I have a sphere, and we have to find the volume of each of those, and then we want to add them together. Okay, so the volume of the cylinder is going to be area of the base times the height. In this case, our base is a circle, so we got to use pi r squared. Okay, and then the radius is 4, so we got 4 squared pi, which is going to be 16 pi, and the height is 13. So we have 16 pi times 13, which comes out to be 208 pi. Okay, that's the volume of the cylinder. For the sphere, that's 4/3 pi r cubed. So I got 4/3 pi. My radius is 4. So I got 4 to the third power. So that comes out to be 256 over 3 pi. Okay, so now I got the volume of the cone and the volume of the sphere, so I want to add those two together. So I got 208 pi plus 256 over 3 pi, which is going to be about 921.53 centimeters cubed.